Hi, Brian Boyle here, physical therapist with Workwell Prevention and Care. Today's video will talk about what do you do if you don't have the gold standard for onboarding your employees in a physically demanding job. Now, this is a follow-up to the video that we did last month, which was the gold standard, which talked about the POET, and then on-site body conditioning, where you take the employees through maybe 2 to 4 weeks worth of on-site body conditioning, and then maybe you also have them follow up with the on-site physical therapist for a number of weeks after they're starting. But we understand that not everybody has the budget to do that. Not everybody has the resources to do that. And so where do you go next? What happens if you don't have that gold standard, but you still want to do something for your employees? Well, it really starts with having multiple layers of safety in your organization. Really, if we think about it, if you just have one program, you have one program, and it's not really enough to actually kind of, if we think about almost like a sift, okay, where you're trying to collect granules, and maybe it's different layers of this, and you're just going to you're going to shake the folks through, and the employees are going to kind of get caught at one level, and maybe some fall through, and maybe some get caught at this next level. So if you have multiple, thinking about 5, 6, 7 layers, where we have a pre-shift warm-up program, then maybe it's a new hire orientation program that includes body mechanics and lifting mechanics. And maybe you take employees through that may have had an injury or may have had some time off, and you take them back through that as a refresher and kind of this back school, if you will, or functional movement school that allows the employees to get some training in body mechanics and movement, how to move themselves better. And then they have follow-up with the provider that's on site, or even if it's just a safety manager, and having that, again, a training coordinator could be another resource that really just throughout the first couple of weeks and months is there and designed to help facilitate and move the employee from this new employee to a skilled laborer, skilled employee that actually has the ability to perform the job, that's not hurting every single night, that doesn't self-select out and go, hey, this job's just too hard. It can be wellness packets that are available inside, just the break room where the employees have access to them. They can go through exercises that will help kind of strengthen the muscles surrounding the joints that are getting used every day, or even just taking them through a stretching program and having that access to it so that you have the pre-shift warm-up, but then you have access where they can do this on their break times and then after work. And again, when you set the culture that way, that this is what we do, we have this pre-shift, we have this ability where maybe it's just a set aside space inside the facility that they can go to, and maybe there's some resistance bands or stretching station that they can go to during a break or on site. Again, that after work that they can go to, and then they have this, where they're getting instruction throughout the year on body mechanics and refresher if they do have an issue, instructions on, hey, this is how we want to lift. Policies and procedures go a long way also. If we can't throw something, or we don't want this to be a one-person lift, again, that we're actually following up with those policies and procedures. So there's a lot of different layers in play, and it's not just having, oh, hey, we've got an on-site physical therapist, so that's great, and just leave them be, right? It's the physical therapist is a part of a team, but if you don't have that physical therapist, then you have other teammates that are assigned that can get into that role that allows the employee to come in and get that skill that they need, but also do it safely and properly. And if that on-site physical therapist is available, that's obviously that much better. That would be the ideal. But again, it doesn't necessarily have to be to that realm, and they don't have to be there all the time, right? Even a few hours a week can be enough that somebody that's really struggling to come out and do some job coaching and say, hey, yeah, if we're going to grab a hold of something, let's keep the weight close to us. And if you're going to be bending, let's keep the head up. Let's keep the weight, again, close to us. Let's move the feet here. Those instructions can go a long way, especially when properly demonstrated to somebody that may not have had or been ever taught these skills in the first place. So if you've got any questions, you can go to workwell.com. Be happy to answer them. And until next time, we'll see you again.